O wenu hoche si gandie, wa se wenu hoye. O wenu hoche si gandie, wa se wenu hoye.
Pearl of Wisdom, a tale from Gabon.
Long ago, there lived a powerful king. And because he was powerful, he thought he was also the strongest, the wealthiest, the most handsome, and the wisest human being that had ever walked the earth. But he was a tyrant. Under his reign, no newborn child could have any name except the one chosen by the king. And so mean was the king that he always chose bad, insulting names. Big head, dirty, slob, ugly, smelly, fatty, bad breath, alligator skin, etc. These were the kinds of names the king gave babies born in his kingdom. No one really liked the names, but everyone pretended they were just perfect because they were afraid of the king. One day a woman gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. But instead of letting the king give him a name, she decided to name the child herself. "I shall call you Pearl of Wisdom," she whispered softly into his ears, "for I value wisdom above all gifts. May you live to be wise like your name." Never had a mother chosen a more perfect name for her son, for Pearl of Wisdom grew into an exceedingly wise little boy. He was only 7 years old when he won a riddle-solving contest organized by the king to test his people. What eats and is never satisfied? What runs and is never tired? What comes riding a swift horse and goes back dragging its feet? No one had an answer to these riddles. No one except Pearl of Wisdom. Fire eats and is never satisfied. The river runs and is never tired. Disease comes riding a swift horse and goes back dragging its feet. The king and all his advisers were amazed. "What is your name?" the king asked the little boy, trying to find out more about him. And when he said that his name was Pearl of Wisdom, a shadow passed over the king's face. "I see," the king said, struggling to hide the anger rising in him. "You are very wise indeed. But whoever gave you that name has done it behind my back. That person has broken the law of the land and must face the consequences." In no time at all, the mother was brought before the king. "So, you have ignored the law of the land and named your child behind my back," the king growled, his eyes as red as fire. "You have named your child Pearl of Wisdom. For this, you should be put to death. But I am a merciful king, so I will spare your life if you can show me that you know more than I do." So speaking, the king handed to her grains of corn and said, "I am entertaining guests tomorrow, and I need a lot of beer. Plant these grains, Harvest them and make beer out of them by sunrise tomorrow, and I will leave you alone. But if you fail to accomplish the task, you will lose your life." The woman fell to her knees, weeping and begging the king to have mercy. But it was all in vain. The king would not go back on his word. She would either have to carry out the task or pay for it with her life. As soon as they got home, Pearl of Wisdom and his mother whispered together a long time. Then the mother hurried out of the house and went straight to the palace, clutching in her right hand something her son had given her. At the palace, she requested an urgent meeting with the king, and her request was granted. And kneeling down before the king, the mother opened her right hand, where the king saw some seeds. "These, your royal highness, are calabash seeds. If you will plant them and harvest them before sunrise tomorrow, I will have calabashes into which I will pour beer for the guests at your feast." "You are asking me to perform an impossible task," the king said. "How can I grow and harvest calabashes before sunrise tomorrow?" "Your royal highness is right," the mother said, smiling gently. "You cannot grow and harvest calabash before sunrise tomorrow, nor can I plant corn, harvest it, and make beer out of it in a day." That very night, the king appointed Pearl of Wisdom and his mother to the royal council, and the next day a royal proclamation was issued to allow people to name their children freely. And so it has been to this day.